Hello, my dear students, class 7. So, today we will be discussing about the story of Mr. and Mrs. Ansari. So, last in the last session, we have discussed about Om Prakash Valmiki, the Dalit writer, and what he has discussed, what he has written in his autobiography, that we have discussed in the last session. And during this session, we will be discussing about Mr. and Mrs. Ansari. What basically we are going to discuss is that how it hurts the dignity of the individual, that we are going to see. So here the second story of Mr. and Mrs. Ansari has been given. So this the incident has been that they are looking for such apartment to live them. So it is a story about Mr. and Mrs. Ansari. They were looking for the apartment in the same city, and they had the money. So paying on the rent was not the problem. So they went they went to the property dealer, and property dealer for help to find out the place. So most often what happened, the property dealers, these people help to the people to look out the places to live. Okay, so the dealer informed them that he knew, means the dealer knew about, just the next slide we will see. So they went to the property dealer. He told about, he informed them about that he knew such a place, such an apartment that was available for rent to live them. So they visited to the first apartment, and the Ansaris liked that apartment. Okay, so as the property dealer showed them that apartment, they liked, Mr. and Mrs. Ansari liked that apartment, and they decided, okay, that this apartment we will take for the rent and we will live here. So then what happened, then the landlords found that found out their names. Okay, so as they said that their names are Mr. Ansari and Mrs. Ansari. So what happened, she made an excuse about how she could not rent the house to someone who eat meat, because the building did not have any non-vegetarian residents. So what happened here, see, as their names was Mr. and Mrs. Ansari, so they belongs to the Islam religion. So as the property dealer, or as they learn about their names, about their religion, so they decided that how they could not tell them directly that because you are Muslim, so you are not allowed to live in this apartment. So they gave the nonsense reason that because they are vegetarian, and in this apartment only vegetarian people can live, and non-vegetarian people cannot live here, so you have to leave this apartment. See, my dear students, here both the Ansaris and the property dealer were surprised to hear that this because they could smell fish being cooked in the neighbor house. The same excuse was repeated in the second apartment and the third apartment. So they went to the various apartments. Property dealer has shown them more than 2-3 apartments, but the same reason the people were giving, that because they are non-vegetarian, so they cannot give them chance to live there. So the property dealer suggested them that why don't you change your name? So tell your name as Mr. and Mrs. Kumar. Then the Ansaris were reluctant to do this, means they did not like that. For this purpose we have to change our names. So they decided to look somewhere else, and in the end what happened, it took the whole month of looking apartments before they found a landlady who was willing to give them a place on rent. Okay, at last they got a place to live, but they had to roam, they had to find out, they have to search for the whole month, and for the whole month they were searching the place to live on the rent, but finally they have got the place to live. But see, my dear students, the property dealer gave the suggestion to change the name. So was it valid to change their name? So isn't it the hurting to the dignity of the individual? Okay, so how to identify, how to recognizing dignity, that we will be looking in the next students. So see, you have understood by now that the caste we are born into, the religion we practice. So whatever we are taking birth in whatever the caste, so we have to perform the same. Yes, so the class background we come from, whether we are male or female, these are often the things that determine why some people are treated unequally. So Om Prakash Valmiki and Ansaris are being treated unequally. In Om Prakash Valmiki's case, we have seen that he was ill treated, means badly treated, because he was Dalit. And here in Ansari's case, we can see that because they were Muslim, they were ill treated here. So we can see here they were treated unequally on the basis of their caste and religion. Okay, so when persons are treated unequally, their dignity is violated, or we can say the dignity is getting hurt. Okay, so the dignity of both Om Prakash Valmiki as well as Ansaris was violated because of the way in which they were treated, by picking on him and making him sweep in the school because of his caste. Om Prakash Valmiki, schoolmates and teachers hurt his dignity badly and made him feel as if he was less than equal to all other students in the school. Because he was Dalit, his classmates, his teachers tell them to do the cleaning work in the school. In the case of Valmiki's case, we have seen, and here being and being a child, Om Prakash Valmiki could do very little about the situation that he was in. When his father, who saw that his son was sweeping the ground, he felt angry, and he got angry to the teachers and confronted to the teachers. The same way Ansari's also dignity has got hurt when the person refused to leave their apartments to them. However, when the property dealer suggested that they change their name, and it was their dignity or self-respect that made them refuse this suggestion. So here in this case we have noticed that there is a situation that Om Prakash and Ansaris, really they do not deserve, do not deserve to be humiliated or treated like this. So they deserve the same respect and the same dignity at anyone else. Okay, so in the next we will be seeing that equality in the Indian democracy. Okay, so now we will see about the equality in the Indian democracy. In what way the Indian people are equal in the Indian democracy, that we will see. See, our Indian constitution recognizes every person as equal. Okay, that we have seen in the story of Kanta. So including male and female person from all the caste and religions, any tribes or educational and economic backgrounds are recognized as equal. Means what? Means all citizens should treated equally whatever their religion is there, whatever their caste is there, their tribe is there. So everyone should treated equally. So this is not to say that inequality ceases to exist. It doesn't, but at least in democratic India, the principle of the equality of all person is recognized. Okay, so everyone should be treated equally. So while earlier no law was existed to protect people from the discrimination that we have seen, the untouchability, or that things were in the existence. So people were getting ill treated. So now there are several that workings, all the people are treated with dignity, and all people are treated as equally with dignity. So this recognition of equality includes some of the following provisions in the constitution. So first is what, that every person is equal before the law. Okay, so what I am trying to tell you, that constitution says that every person in the India, every person is equal before law. Yes, so what is mean, that every person from the president to the kanta, yes, that the domestic working woman. So whether that person is president or the ordinary person, that is equal before the law. Second is, no person can be discriminated against on the basis of their religion, race, caste, place of birth, or whether they are male or female. So as I am telling you that all persons are equally, no matters what is their religion, no matters what is their caste, no matters where is their birthplace. So this is the second thing, is that no person can be discriminated on the basis of the race, caste, religion. Yes, so all the person. Thirdly we will see that every person has access to all the public places, including playgrounds, hotels, shops and markets. So if any person wants to use the public place, means if any person want to go to hotel, or want to go to playground, or want to go to shops and markets, he can. There is no restriction, no bounds to go to there. So all person can use these publicly available wells, roads, then bathing ghats, or yes. So all these places man can use. Okay, so every person, every citizen of the Indian Constitution of the India can use. So and the next one is, untouchability has been abolished. Okay, so untouchability is saying that it is a curse. So untouchability also has been eliminated from this. The two ways in which the government tries to implement the equality and is guaranteed in the constitution is, first through laws, and second is through government programs or schemes. So let me explain you, my students. So first thing is that this equality, how government should implement this equality among the people. The first thing is that through the law. Yes, by making the law, there is a possibility to implement equality among the people. And second thing is that the public welfare programs. Okay, so government encourage people to take the participation into the welfare programs, in such programs. So in such schemes. So there are several land in India to protect every person's right to be treated equally. And in addition to law, the government has also set up several schemes to improve the lives of community and individuals who have been treated unequally for several centuries. So these schemes are to ensure greater opportunity for people who have not had their past. So what are the schemes of that? One is that the midday meal program. So that we will discuss in the next session. So I hope that this part you have understood. Read this part from your textbook, read thoroughly and make your own notes.